not wasting any more time here. Welcome back to Bucs Franchise. We are here as we're slowly winding down to the end of the season as we are facing the the New Orleans Saints, excuse me. As this is probably going to be the last regular season game that you guys will see. But why? And it's going to be 3rd and 7, incomplete. As the New Orleans Saints, it seems like we have the division on lock, but still, we may never know. And it's going to be gutsy, but we're going to go for it. Because to me, I don't want to say you got to go hard or go home, but something like that. Oh, we got lucky. Quez Watkins on the play. As the Saints are they have 9 wins. I don't want to do the math right now, but they have 9 wins. We have 11. They are the closest in terms of getting the division. I don't want to say that we have the division on lock, but I figured we can play at New Orleans. Show them some love. Pat Barry to Chet McCollin. 10-5 touchdown. Let's go. And that's what we've been kind of waiting for from the rookie out of LSU. He is very quick. But compared to Quez Watkins and Cole Cohen, he's kind of been in the background. So it's kind of nice to see him kind of get a big play. You know, kind of show off what he can do. Cole Cohen, first down. Is this going to be another 1st and 10? What a pass. Julian. Oh, baby, 10. Well, almost to the 10, but down to the 16-yard line. Sorry, I got a little bit pre-excited there. Chad McCollin again. As it's going to be 2nd and 4. Mark Gilmore gets a solid gain. And we're going to kind of use Dennis Sharp a little bit more. He does not have carries. I wish I kind of knew as we throw it to Julian, touchdown. As I was saying, you know, maybe I just need to be more in depth with it, but I don't know how to switch, as that's a huge loss of 4. Kind of how to sub running backs a little bit more, because Mark Gilmore has had a buttload of carries for no reason. So we're kind of figuring near the end of this regular season, we only have like 2-3 games left. Dennis Sharp will probably be the starter. So then Gilmore can not have as many carries. Cohen almost, but incomplete. We do get pretty good field position. As it's still 14-3. Sharp, he's going to cut it. What beautiful blocking by Cole Cohen. Huge gain, probably the biggest running play of the young afternoon. That's what we want to see. Cole Cohen is an underrated run blocker. Jamario Manning, great fullback as well, but we only pick up 3 there. When in doubt, slants. Chad McCollin, 2nd receiving touchdown. What a throw by Pat Barry to extend our lead. 150 left in this first half. Gilmore. What a beautiful first down play by Gilmore. Pat Barry's been in the zone this entire first half. I'm not complaining. Yeah, that should have... incomplete. It is what it is. I saw it. I know it was a touch pass. We kind of got lucky there, but still. Pat Barry with some pressure, but he's going to throw it away, thankfully. Could have been way, way worse than intended, but 3rd and 10. Cole Cohen, bullet pass, but 3 and out. Probably should have lofted it, but it is what it is. We got a safety. I'm going to find out who, but hey, shout out. Lorenzo Young got the safety. Shout out to Lorenzo. So now we're up by 20. Excuse me. I'm slowly battling a cough, and while the Bucs are trying to battle for the #1 seed in the NFC. But, well, I don't know how long Pat Barry and the boys are going to stay on offense since we're up by 20, and it's almost near the end of the postseason. It's near postseason time. Do we really want to risk injuries? As that was a beautiful play for Quez Watkins to get the first down. Chad's had himself a heck of a first half. 2 receiving touchdowns. I don't know how many yards, but Cole Cohen, no. I kind of respect the deep shot. I do. Because Pat Barry does have the arm to do that. Javon Rutger, he's going to get it. As we start off the second half, I don't know how many more drives we have left for Pat Barry. As Chad McClellan, oh, what a sour way to have his career day with a fumble. Hey, that's okay. We are still up by 20. I'm not worried about it. To Cole Cohen, what a dot. Way to redeem himself. 10-5, touchdown, Buccaneers. This might be the second to last drive of Pat Barry and kind of some of the first string offensive guys, as Dennis Sharp's going to pick up 4. And if we do lock the #1 seed, when we face the Saints next time in week 18, do we rest some of the guys? And oh my goodness, almost another fumble. But shout out Julian. Almost, but it is what it is. All right, so we're back on offense again. Over 417 yards of total offense, mostly through the air. But Dennis Sharp says we're going to add a little bit more with that huge first down run. He's a big fella, too. Compared to Mark Gilmore, he is kind of a bigger back. I don't want to say he's Derrick Henry, but compared his size-wise, height, he is a little bit of a Derrick Henry. With that being said, and that's going to be a pass to Julian. Probably will end the third. Yes, it will. I will say this is probably going to be the last drive for Pat Barry and the crew. As Dennis Sharp, he's going to pick up a solid gain of 2. As Javon Rutger got the third down conversion. But it seems like this Saints defense is kind of preparing for the run. As it is 3rd and 7. Quez Watkins. Oh, baby. This might be a touchdown. 10. Almost down at the 3-yard line. And that's what I love about Quez Watkins so much, is just give him a little bit of space and he is going to go. Gilmore trying to bounce it. Can he get there? Yes, he can, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. It's going to be holding. So that takes us out of, it's still huge. As Chad McClellan, huge game, 3rd passing or receiving touchdown of the game, and that's going to be the end for Pat Barry's day. By now, we'll show the backup some love, see what's going down here. As Eisen, who started season 1, he's going to pick up a solid gain, 14 yards. Eisen. Figured I would show a drive or 2 with the young guys. Not the young guys, the backups. Oh, that is why you're a backup, sir. Throws a pick. That's going to be ball game. So Pat Barry does finish the day 19-27, 381, 5 touchdowns. Ryan Eisen, I forget how much we got lucky with Pat Barry, because Ryan Eisen is terrible. Rushing to nothing too crazy. Chad McClellan had 6, 111 and 3, 589, 4 and 82, 2 and 18, 2 and 84 and 1. No sacks given up. In terms of sacks, Benjamin Eldridge is continuing his amazing season. Lorenzo Young had the safety, and Brendan McIntosh. And then Justin Barr, the rookie, with his first career interception for a gain of 15 yards. No surprise, Pat Barry won NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and I guess I will show the Steelers as well, because they're one of the top teams, not just in the AFC, but in the NFL. So might as well show some of that, because apparently they're the best team overall in terms of best offense and best defense as well. But before we do, I figured I would show you what's going on around the NFL. The Bills are 13-2. Us and the Chiefs are 12-3, and the Colts are 11-4. While the Eagles, Titans, Steelers are 10-5. Oh, excuse me, the Cowboys and Seahawks. Then Dolphins, Saints, Niners are 9-6. Falcons, Bengals, Broncos, Giants are 8-7. Cardinals, Panthers, Vikings are 7-8. Bears, Jaguars, Lions, Chargers, Jets are 6-9. Commanders, Ravens, Texans, Rams are 5-10. Raiders are 4-11. Browns and Patriots are 3-12, and the Packers, led by Danny St. Louis, seems to be 2-13. So it seems like Danny St. Louis may not be the quarterback there for too long. I will show you quickly yearly awards. I can't stand that Dak Prescott every year is up for league MVP because their playbook's too OP. Josh Allen is second. Patrick Mahomes, Pat Barry, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Greg Norwick, Jalen Hurts, and Bryce Young. For Coach of the Year, Sirianni. I think McDermott should be higher than Sirianni, but that is just me. Matt Desering should also be. It should be McDermott then Desering, but regardless, McCarthy, Steichen, Reed, Shanahan, Arthur Smith, Zach Taylor, and Mike Vrabel. We don't need to pay attention to AFC Offensive Player of the Year. It should be Pat Barry, but for some reason, Dak Prescott, probably because he has so many passing yards. Kenneth Walker, Cole Cohen, Pat Barry, Jordan Addison, Bijan Robinson, Hurts, Samuels, Purdy, and Smith. Sorry, did not mean to do that. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm not expecting any bucks, but Benjamin Eldridge is up there, and I will show stats after the Steelers game, heading into the final game. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Sebastian Perez, the phenomenal rookie for the Chicago Bears, no surprise. But Chad McClellan, I think after last week's performance, has kind of shown what he can do. And then Javon Rutgers up there as well. But Defensive Rookies of the Year, Mr. Barr's finally up there, but he was with the Commanders for most of the year, so no surprise. Dak Prescott, best quarterback. Mark Gilmore is up there. Receiver, Cole Cohen. Best offensive lineman, Boyer, rookie. Basically almost our entire offensive line. 3 out of our 5 guys are nominated. Mr. Eldridge is up there for best defensive linebacker. We do not have any defensive backs. None. Kicker, Clyde Edwards. So I will take that. But now let's hop into the Steelers gameplay. You know, we had to rock the creamsicle jerseys at least once this season, at least to show you guys I've rocked it off screen. And we're going to start it off with a Quez Watkins slant for a big gain. Will probably be Pat Barry's last game to start. We're probably going to bench all these guys for next week, but Mark Gilmore loses a loss of 3. Because we have basically wrapped up the division, I believe if we win today, we will lock up the number 1 seed in the NFC, which will be absolutely huge. And Julian Roots, whatever, he's going to pick up a big gain. Right there. You'll love to see it. Cole Cohen continuing his amazing sophomore campaign. But I think one of the biggest problems is Pat Barry doesn't throw a lot of yardage. He has a buttload of touchdowns, but not a lot of yardage. Barry with the Mahomes-esque throw to the check down to Gilmore as he's going to pick up the first down. Let's see what they can do. Quez Watkins with the check down. He's going to pick up gain of 6. As it is going to be 2nd and 4. Cole Cohen. He's going to get in for his 16th receiving touchdown. He doesn't have a lot of receptions, compared to the other guys, but he's up there for one of the top wide receivers in the game. But I don't really have guys that have high, as Gilmore's going to try to get something, but we're only a gain of 1. But throughout my video game career as playing football video games, I've never had a lot of guys with a lot of receptions. It's always been, as TJ Watt was in Pat Barry's face for an incompletion. We've never really had guys with a lot of receptions. We've really spread the ball a lot. I also know we don't play as many, compared to other guys, we don't. Oh, that is a pick to Minka Fitzpatrick. I know I also play shortened quarters compared to other guys, probably other teams, so that doesn't help. It's only a 1-point ball game now, as the Steelers, thank goodness, only got 6. But Pat Barry, I think he's having an MVP year. I think just because his passing yards aren't as good as Dak Prescott's, that was an incomplete pass. It doesn't show. Because for some reason, the Dolphins and Cowboys playbook are like really overpowered for some reason, as Chad McCollin is going to pick up the first. After a holding penalty, it's going to be 2nd and 20. You'll love to see it. As the Steelers, man, they brought the blitz there. It's going to be 2nd and 20. Minka Fitzpatrick was there as well. This is not a defense to take lightly. They are an 87 overall, 85, excuse me, overall defense. They're no slouch. And it's also just Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh and defense just go hand in hand, and that probably should have been another pick, but I'll take it. So at least we're shutting down Kenny Pickett and the boys. That's always good. Quez Watkins is going to pick up a good chunk of change there. Gain of 8. It's going to be interesting what we do with him in the offseason. Chad McCollin is just as quick, I would say quicker, at 98 speed, as Mark Gilmore finally is going to get some action, and he's going to go out of bounds, but also get the first. But we had Chad McCollin, who is younger than Quez, and we also have some young wide receivers waiting. So it's kind of like, what do we do with Quez? But right now, we're just going to cherish him and also call timeout. He kind of is the veteran guy, and I don't want to have a completely young group of wide receivers in there, as they were expecting that to Quez Watkins that time. Joey Porter Jr. on the pass breakup. So it should be interesting, for sure. As it's going to be 2nd and 10. Going to hit Julian. Ooh, what a spin. I wanted you to get out of bounds, but we'll take the last time out. Maybe not the greatest heads-up play by Julian, but it is what it is. As it's going to be... Well, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be a touchdown. Quez Watkins wide open. He was a huge integral part of this drive. And guess who's going to start off the ball? The second half. That's right, we are. Quez Watkins, almost. This is the bread and butter play right here. Cole Cohen's been crushing it all year, but Joey Porter Jr. says, nah, sir. As it's going to be 3rd and 10, I'm looking for maybe Julian to get open. Even better, Cole. Oh, they played it perfect, as it's going to be a 3 and out. It's going to be 2nd and 10. It seems like the Steelers are preparing for the pass, but also the run as well, because Mark Gilmore has been struggling on the ground today. How about this? Pat Barry showing off his legs. Gain of 15. I don't really like to scramble a lot with him, but yeah, he's got some pretty solid wheels. Oh, what a pancake by Tristan Wirfs. This is going to be 2nd and 9. Chad McCollin. Oh, no. Quez Watkins, excuse me, on the reception. As now it's going to be 3rd and 3. When in doubt, give it to Julian, baby. Let's go. 1st and 10. No sacks as well, which is going to be huge because we have a challenge about not giving up sacks and determining how much XP they're going to get. Pat Barry to Chad, but Minka Fitzpatrick lays him out. What a hit. Now, we're not dropping 40 points like we did against the Saints, but still, I say we go for it. I know it's kind of gutsy. A little bit of a close game, but Mark Gilmore says, you know what? I don't care. Give me the rock. Because we're a gutsy team. Barry to Cohen. Shout out to the offensive line, man. Giving him the pocket all day. This is a great unit. Gilmore on the halfback screen. Not the best blocking. And Mark Gilmore, we had an injury timeout. He was hurt after that. Not good. Dennis Sharp comes in the game. Picks up 3. Luckily, it's nothing too crazy, but we're going to keep him out for the rest of the game. It's not worth it. To Quez almost, but we're just going to take the field goal. And they marched down, and they got a touchdown. So now, it's only a 3-point game with 4 minutes left in the ball game. Quez, he's going to pick up 4 there. I give kudos to the Steelers. They have shut down the run game all game long, so we've had a pass. And that's one of the big reasons why. Loss of 1. Excuse me, I think 2 or 3, but still. Either way, I mean, the Steelers, they are showing why they're one of the best defensive teams in all of football, and that's going to be another 3 and out. We got ourselves a tie ball game here in Tampa. We've been riding high, but Quez Watkins says, "Nuh-uh, not so fast, young sir. We're going to pick up a first down." Pat Barry, I think he's only had 1 game-winning drive so far in his young career, and that was his rookie year. And that's going to be a gain of 5. Complain too much, as it's going to be 1:10 left on the game clock. Pat Barry, he's going to roll out. He's going to scramble, pick up a huge chunk. Also, it's huge because we get to waste some time as well. We have all 3 of our timeouts as well. Barry, and I don't know why Cole stopped running, but TJ Watt's going to get the pick, and that's probably going to be ball game. And corrected, overtime, and we shut them down too, so shout out to them. Ooh. It was a fumble, but shout out Mark Gilmore. TJ Watt was in there. Obviously no surprise there. One of the best defensive players in all of football. Javon Rutger is going to pick up a good chunk of that back, as it's going to be 3rd and 3. Huge play. Rutger, the rookie, and the face mask by TJ Watt. We're obviously going to accept it. Now, we don't need to completely go for the field goal, but I think a couple of tries. Then the field goal. Pat Barry, Cole Cohen, he's going to pick up 1st and goal. Mark Gilmore is going to absolutely get obliterated by TJ Watt. I say 1 more play, and then we'll just kick the field goal, call it a game. Gilmore's going to be sent out in motion. Barry. Never mind, he's going to try to take off. He gets in. Touchdown. Bucks. Ball game. See you later. Checking out the stats real quick before we end this episode. Pat Barry had 4,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, 14 picks. Ryan Eisen, he started last game, didn't do too crazy, but rushing, that's a lot of carries. And maybe I have to kind of figure out how to adjust that, because to me, that's a lot, and it's going to show why. But 1,300 yards, 8 carries. The next guy, that's a lot of carries. But Dennis Sharp, only 53 carries. Pat Barry didn't have a lot of carries, but led the team with, or second with touchdowns. Shout out, Quez had 1, and Manning had 1 as well. Receiving, Cole Cohen, even though he was third in terms of receptions, but number one in receiving yards and obviously average. He had 16 touchdowns. Quez had over 1,000 yards as well, 9 touchdowns. Julian had 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Chad McCollin, especially later in the year, had touchdowns, including that one game earlier this episode that really helped him. Mark Gilmore only had 1 in the ground. Javon Rucker really showed that he could be a promise as well. Manuel McDonald, that must have been during some playing time last week, as he had 2. Thurman also there. Sharp. Westerman only had 1 catch so far in his rookie year, but it was a big play. Blocking, only 2 sacks given. 2 by our starts. Hey, I'll take that. Defensively, Devin White led us with tackles. Nakobe Dean was up there. It was really just Devin White. In terms of tackle for a loss, Moses Pinckney, Lorenzo Young, Dean. Sacks, Benjamin Eldridge. We moved him from outside linebacker to end, and it's clearly paying off. We also gave him a 2-year extension as well. So really the payday's coming through. Moses Pinckney had 7.5. 5 sacks from Posey, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4. And then in terms of interceptions, Devin White, Jonathan May, Jimmy McCray with 2, then Posey, Parrish, Barr, O'Neal, Brent Skinner, Mullins, and Young as well. Defensive touchdowns, we only had 1 by White and McCray, and only 1 safety by Lorenzo Young. We got 2 big injuries. Will Gillis, the second-year man, he is out with a partial MCL tear. He will probably, if we make it to the Super Bowl, he will be back. But Mark Gilmore, kind of the big reason why we had our Super Bowl run in the first place, he is out. So I'm doing the math right now. So this would be a bye, divisional, conference, Pro Bowl. Yeah, he would miss the Super Bowl by 1 week, which sucks, which I'm leaning towards putting him on the IR. Let me know down in the chat as we sim this week. Before we end the episode, we signed Damian Harris kind of as the last minute pickup, and then for defensive tackle to help with depth, we signed Javon Hargrave to be there with Lorenzo Young as well. But next episode will be the divisional round against the Cowboys, the rematch of the NFC Championship last year. Let me know down in the comments what you think is going to happen, and until next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.